Welcome back, everybody. Today we're outside checking on our spring plants. I want to see how the buds on my fruit trees are coming along to see if anything's waking up from winter yet. We just got another blizzard here the other day. We got another about 8 or 10 inches of snow, which was way less than other people got in the province. So we were quite happy with that. But I did want to show you the first signs of spring. So I'm going to turn the camera around and show you I have little bits of grass poking out. Look at the little bits of grass growing. Pretty soon all this snow will melt and we will have spring finally. Alright everybody, this is my north orchard. It's got plums and cherries and apples and apricots. So I'm going to take you around and show you some of the trees here. This little bush here is a Nanking cherry, and so is that one. That's a Nanking cherry. That row over there is all Evans cherries. And that bush is a conglomerate of random fruits. I need to decide if I'm going to take it down. This big tree here is an apricot, and the one behind it is an apple, and the one in the very corner is an American plum. This grouping of trees has all kinds of trees in it. This big one here, sorry, my camera won't focus, is an apricot. These ones are western sand cherries and plums mixed together. That large tree there is a plum, and I have some different flowering cherries and a couple apples in the back. Let's go check if anything has woke up. So there are some nice little buds on this apple tree. We'll back up and I'll show you. Let's see if I can get it to focus. Nope. Hold on a minute. There we go. That is a... There we go. That is a nice live little apple bud on the end of a fruiting spur. So we will see how this tree progresses. So this apple tree is already starting to wake up, and that's exciting. Okay, I want to show you guys something cool. So this little, right here, this little collar between the red stick and the brown stick is called a terminal bud. And you can see right here at the end of the tree, this is the terminal bud from last year. And so all the new growth that this apple tree puts on will come off of this bud. So if we look between this terminal bud on the end and we trace it back down the stick until we get to this collar, this red stick is last year's growth. Okay, if we follow this branch down, we can see that from there to there was the year before, and from this part right here all the way down, oh, just a minute, we are losing our focus, to here, that this was the terminal bud the year before. So if we look at this tree as a whole, if I can get it to focus, we have 1, 2, where my fingers are here, 1, 2, 3, where my pinky is, and then the 4th year is here. The 4th year is there. We back up a little bit more here. The 5th year is right here. Let me see if I can get a better angle. Right there. So if you follow back these little collars, you see the stick is really, really smooth. Really, really smooth. And then you come to this part right here. Right there. That's 5 or 6 years. If we follow this down to here, there's the year before that, right there. And then the year before that is a stem off of this branch. So effectively, you can count the years that your tree is old by looking at the collars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let me see. 7. Let's look. 8, 9. So this whole piece of branch here, which is only maybe 5 feet long or so, is 9 years old, which is pretty amazing. So you can get an idea of how old the growth on your trees are. I would suspect that this apple tree as a whole, let's see if I can back up here and show it to you. And I'll pan up so you can see the top of it. It's very high, I have to use a ladder. Is maybe 30 or 40 years old. And it definitely needs some trimming back and some care this year, but we just moved here and it's hard to tell what kind of fruit's going to grow and where are the grafted branches and what is rootstock branches, and thin that out so that we can graft things onto it that are varieties that I want to grow. So that's just one of our apple trees, and I hope that you found the figuring out how old a tree is by the double collared terminal bud ring interesting. So this tree here, right there, is I think it's either a Brook Gold Plum or an apricot tree. The first year that we lived here, I had one fruit way up here on this corner up here, and I climbed the ladder and I was watching it every day, and the birds got it on me, so I didn't get to pick it when it was ripe and taste it and see what it was. And last year we got 3 inches of rain and sleet and snow right as it was flowering, and it did not produce any fruit for me. So I'm hoping that this year it will produce. If not, I'm going to thin out a lot of branches and see if I can get it to put on some new growth, and maybe next year we'll have a good crop of fruit on it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed our orchard tour. We are working hard to get it back to its glory so that we can take out plants that aren't producing or overgraft them and plant new plants that we want to have different varieties of or different species. So I hope to show you guys what it looks like when everything's in beautiful flower soon. And hopefully we can grow some leaves and get rid of this snow. Anyways, see you next time.